little bit of Funkers as well, can find a way back
Not
into
finished,
this.
just Funkers.
Just Funkers, mate. Funkers, he's his own animal. He's his own beast. And, well, when he shows up, it's unbelievable what he can do.
So, Team Secret, Luminosity. Team Secret, a team which isn't even in Pro League. They're just a CL team. Obviously, we know that's not the whole fact, is it?
No.
It's Team Secret. They are at that caliber. We know they're a Pro League level team. We know they can perform. They have so many great talents around them. And Secret are here to do business. And, well, we hope for the EU side of things that they will continue that training. Keep in mind, Team Secret, the only team to win 2 minors in Rainbow Six.
That's the thing about Secret, is for the amount of times they get written off is the amount of times they prove themselves. They are one of those teams that had one of those meteoric rises that we see quite often in this game, weirdly, but then also at the same time they've been in the complete depths of it. They've not been able to find their way back into Pro League in the hardest Challenger League of all time. And, you know, it's just these are the moments where they can prove themselves. Look at previous minors. Look at where they have been on those stages and who they have beaten to get there. Are Luminosity just another team in their way?
Well, Luminosity, they're often considered the European team of the North American region. They themselves, I was speaking to them earlier, they said that they can outrun runouts.
I mean,
that's what they said to me.
That's a very bold call. Because you're up against Secret on Bank. First of all, this is a map we have seen
them windows.
Every single window on this map, and even a fair few
flashbacks right
now. Even a fair few doors have had a member of Team Secret, usually Feral, throw himself out there, and then if the first one dies, bam, throw a second member of Team Secret. But the thing is, there's an idea there. Because they've said it themselves. They said, well, if we throw a guy out, we throw Feral out of a window, and then he gets gunned down, we know for a fact that on their team they're going, this stupid, ranked idiot player just throwing himself out, and it tilts them. And Secret, the team behind them, with Helby, with Rousty, with the kind of support staff, and the way they've had their history in the game, they know how to play those mind games, how to put people off, and then how to bring themselves back into it.
So Bank is our first map, and this is a scary one for Luminosity. This is one of Secret's best maps that we see them play. We've seen them play at Rally against Rogue, and Rogue at the time, they were an excellent Bank team. That was also one of their best maps, and heck, those were some great series. They played each other twice, of course, one in the first game, and then also the decider matchup, and we've seen Bank both those times. And Secret, well, they managed to win it.
Talking of Luminosity, how many times have we seen them on... Oh, not many. Once, and then they've banned it 13 times.
Yeah.
That's an exceptional amount of bans across a map. Their next highest, the Cafe and Border, joint on 6 bans apiece, but 13 bans on a single map is more than any of a single map in the side of Secret. They... Well, Hap said, and with a little bit of hope in his breath, they are hiding something. What they're hiding has better be damn good to want to come here against Secret.
Especially look at the bans as well, because whenever Luminosity, they have to then go for their attacking half, they're without the Habana. How many times have we seen Habana be the make or break? Without having those X-Kairoses for the basement, it just makes that an impenetrable site. You cannot break through it. You're forced then to go for the Maverick Thermite combo. Maverick can really only get, 1, potentially 2 hatches if you are a skilled Maverick player, but for the most part, it's that main A hatch that we always see opened up, and kind of typically, and even what we've seen earlier from our first game today, from Canadian, he was challenging that hatch on the Maverick as well, so there's always that risk.
I really liked how SSG were kind of playing this as well earlier, and we say Luminosity, they're maybe the most European-American team, but that doesn't mean they're too European. They still have that American tenacity, that ability to just try not to die, and there's the first frag swinging against Funk as the Ash tried to creep down against Rex and got him to half health, but they're getting the hatch open, and they still have the Thatcher who's able to try and make his way across.
Pulse doing so much work, Slash just being able to feed all the information, and Rexin tears them limb from limb. Team Secret, a horrible start for themselves, and Feral and Leon, they have to muster up some courage to try and fight back from this one, but Fluke, it's not looking favorable.
No, that was a very, very good hold there from the Mad Duggan behind servers. Half health and all the information he could muster from the hands of Pulse, and now it's 2 players on the far opposite sides and a lot of bodies in between. Finds one, doesn't find the second, but Leon finds Rexon in the meantime. It's now a 3-1, but Pulse, he's still there. C4 in hand, but he doesn't even need it as Luminosity take the first point of the first map.
Secret not having the refrag potential. They sent Funkers in on the Ash and, well, didn't manage to land his shots, and great gun skill from Rexon being able to shut that round down completely. Perhaps you look at the lineup of Secret and think, why isn't there any kind of denial to operators playing on off-site positions? You know, why isn't there a Capital being brought? Why isn't there like a Nomad? Those are operators that are great for dealing with those kind of pesky positions in behind server rack, and I'm very surprised that Capital being let through because of a buck ban. You would always kind of assume that we would see Capital be like an insta-lock, and well, we did see it being locked in, but very swiftly a 6th pick from Leon then onto an IQ, perhaps fearing that it will be a top floor and Valkyrie's still open. I reckon that's probably their game plan there. Yeah,
Hyena's obviously got the Valkyrie on the board. There's a fair bit of other utility on this map that can be bought. We know information is a huge bit of this kind of playstyle and the positions they want to be in, but from that point onwards, you know, it's Leon. He's a player that can just absolutely explode and body after body, and if he finds himself being limited by position, sometimes he can get a bit frustrated. So it's going to be up to your entry here. It's going to be up to Funkers to try and find some bodies on the Ash to keep this trainer rolling. However, it's always worth noting that the Secret playstyle is one that's often, when one player dips, another player is able to step up. They're a team that has a really, really good kind of head on their shoulders and the ability to kind of find their way through a round. Luminosity, yeah, they're a pro league team, yeah, they're in a good position, and yeah, they're potentially showing stuff on a map that hasn't really been shown so much from them, and that's going to potentially play into their favor as well, but, you know, Secret for a CL team have bundles of experience.
Looking at the top 4 now for Luminosity. Some ACOGs being brought to play. I think Maestro is pretty standard across Bank whenever he is available, especially for NA. This is one of their big favorite operators, already seen from SSG earlier, that Faults, he was putting in a shift with that LMG big time. And I think Doc's always kind of been like a must pick, I think, for this top floor. You think at the Kanto position that you can play him in, not having to worry about getting down by an 8, because of course he can send himself back up. A lot of options there that Luminosity can play with.
Also worth noting, and we haven't really mentioned it yet, but I'm sure it's going to be a point of conversation, is the Jaeger, currently set in stock, is in the hands of Slash. Now, obviously, Slash is one of the most experienced players in NA. Huge history behind him, new to the roster from the remnants of Rogue, and now he has the possibility to bring a lot of that to a team that might have been missing that solidity. Lems finds the shot down there from the side, and they're able to start trying to close down against this wall. Nothing to immediately stop. Luminosity are playing this very flat. They have all their bodies on this top floor. Nobody is roaming or playing underneath, and nobody is in the capability of shutting them down from behind.
LG not playing anybody in Kanto position, which is a bit strange. You always assume you bring the Doc for that particular reason. I'm a little bit worried about the position of Doodle, because ideally you would want to have your Maestro in towards the B bomb site, in behind the bomb chassis. He can shut down all of these angles, and it's a risky one to play, and Feral gets caught slacking. That's the Valkyrie ping coming in, and Hyena now, he's back in where Slash was at, and this is now another feature that Secret, they're going to have to jump on and deal with, because in that position right now, he can shut down everything going in towards that 90 corridor.
Meepy through the wall finds Factor, takes the wall out first and finds the body second, but Rexon finds a Lem from deep, drops the Frenchman out of the equation, and we find ourselves back in level pegging yet again. Meepy has the walls open, but has taken a huge amount of damage, and this Doctor is in, and he's causing a huge amount of problems, but at the same time, Valkyrie in stock is causing even more. Funkers is going to try and lock it down, jumps in, pre-fires, and it's a dance of death, and he manages to find his way out, but no! There is the pickup from Doodle on the crossfire, and Meepy is down as well.
Just under Leon, he takes a deep plunge into the bomb site. There he goes, a headshot on the Rexon, but still has to find one more. Doodle, a 1v3 essentially. Are we going to see Leon go for the pickup? This is risky, hey, but he's made it work. Meepy's now up, but still 20 HP. Doodle, he has that LMG sitting in the back and try and lock it down. He still has that information from Maestro turrets, and he can down Meepy. A very simple down, and Meepy knows that he has to try and avoid it. Leon given the cover. Meepy now initiates the fuse. He sees the IQ, spots it, running across. Doodle finally does finish off Funkers. Now he's into the post plant. Has to try and peer around, but still a lot of work to be done. In towards the conference room he goes. Darting left and right, checking his angles as much as he can. Leon tries to rotate in towards the back. There's still that Maestro turret that can give out information into Janitors. This is where he first started off in. Let's see if this is where he can finish it. But no, Team Secret. Meatbee right beside him on the other side of the wall. Hits his shots, finds his man, and Secret, well, that was a close one.
Leon, a knight in Team Secret branded shining armor, swings in, kills a man, picks up the team captain and Meepy, and brings the round back in their favor. He is a player that we so often cite as being phenomenal. In a team that is so often fantastic, he lights up and he pulls off these plays, and he does it so just smoothly as well. And, you know, he's so hard to counter.
Must have been a big send-off to Funker saying, I'm not picking you up. You can bleed out. I'm taking Meepy, and that's it. He was here before you.
Funkers, it's your own fault. You have to fend for yourself. Meepy is going to be saved this time round.
Poor Funkers.
Poor Funkers. Well, Funkers is now off the Ash. Has been kicked off, and Demotin is now going to play Zafia instead. Going to play maybe a slightly more controlled game.
I think it's because they were struggling with the Maestro turrets there.
Yeah,
Has to be.
NA and Maestro, as you said, is a really strong combination. They are so good with the gun set, with the positioning of the cameras. It plays into their style fantastically.
Yeah, and I think that for NA, you know, a lot of 1vx's has kind of been shown by them in the as a region as a whole. You know, you kind of look at like LATAM, for example, in the close qualifiers for this tournament. We didn't see a whole lot of 1vx's. A lot more stomps, I think, from LATAM, but that's just their region, I think, specifically. And I haven't really seen any crazy clutches today that much.
No,
not a whole lot.
And the thing is, I know that we've cast ones from these guys many times. I remember the Funkers plays on Villa, where 2 rounds in a row, he was in a 1 versus 3.
Oh, yeah, the Villa match was so good. The Force clutch and Border. How can we forget about that one?
It was highlight after highlight reel, and they're just one of those teams that arguably we've actually seen, and he's denied it, but then uploaded the clip. Feral lost his life on Cafe because he was clipping his gameplay and alt-tabbed. That's Team Secret.
And we called him out for that. He tried to deny it, but we know the truth.
No, I didn't alt-tab.
When are we ever wrong?
If he did an alt-tab, he would have got another kill as well. Oh, what a highlight reel. Anyway.
Take us back. Take us back.
Yeah, setting themselves up now to try to collapse on the same point, being a little bit more cautious in the drone game, and that's because Luminosity have actually vacated stock. They're going to play themselves a little bit more centralized towards the point, and Secret are wide with their research here.
You see the Kaid being brought in. So I'd imagine that, of course, is going to be there for potential denial of a Thermite charge, but not even that. It gives you another C4. What's to stop Doodle open up the stock hatch, drop down in towards open area, rotate his way in towards the archives, and then have a C4. And also, look, there's another guy downstairs with him, Hyena. Another C4. So we could see a lot more of like a kind of caution, I think, from Luminosity, similar to what we've seen SSG pull off earlier.
Yeah, and this is definitely a slightly different hold here, because Hyena has the ability to rotate. Yes, we saw a bit of aggressive rotating back into stock, but that was a flat rotate. They were on the floor, they came in aggressively, got the frag and pushed their way in. A Valkyrie underneath, yeah, they're being jackal tracked, but this is going to eat time, it's dangerous, it's information, and Slash! Well, he's taking care of business in stock, takes care of Feral. And yet again, there's Funkers able to try to contribute now.
Slash, look at the aggressive position he's in, right beside the vending machine. And I think for Slash, of course, that new man being brought on, this is the first time we're seeing him in action. Of course, there's USN next week as well that we look forward to seeing this roster perform in. And for Slash, I think coming in from Rogue, there's a lot of work to be done for Luminosity. You know, they're not as strong as what I think people kind of expect of them. I think there is still things they need to get polished up, but for the most part, so much potential. And Secret, Funkers, he's just swung in. Leon tried to join him, but there's the big LMG, and a very baffling round from Secret. They have just dropped everything going, and Luminosity, a simple round, and Look, they just tried to swing in.
Yeah, there was a bit of a stumble there from the sides of Secret. They didn't really seem prepared for how it's going, and they're being a bit cautious, for what we're used to seeing, I think.
I'm really baffled by that.
Yeah, it was a lot of droning, it was a lot of slow play, and it's twice in a row that we've seen Feral get dropped by someone just swinging on him when he's trying to get information. Once when he was on his drone, once when he was looking for footprints. You know, and this is a player where you're so used to seeing him just scream through a map and scream through the people. And, you know, maybe the slower pace is a response to Luminosity, but they've got to find some of that traditional fire. Luminosity, in the meantime, great response to when they didn't quite pull off the previous round. They, as I said, pulled themselves out of stock, got a little bit more tall with their defense, had the Valkyrie playing on deep, and it really slowed what Secret were trying to do.
Basement now for Luminosity. And since there is a Habana ban there, we kind of expect this to go in favor of the defense, and still from Secret. Not bringing any operator that can deal with a guy in the back of that server. You know, not even a nade. Not a nade.
No.
Really strange. But then again, Luminosity, they banned Buck. We know that Funkers, he's a big fan of that guy.
That's it. And I think it's kind of trying to make things work on the side of Secret, because previously, that Rex and Jaeger down behind the server stack was kind of impenetrable. Just really held all of the Secret players at bay. They first pushed as a single and lost on the wide swing, then pushed as a double, lost the first, then almost got it with the second, but lost it again, which is a great showing by Rexon and the combination of the information from the Pulse. But throwing 4 bodies at one man in that kind of position, when all you know, yeah, it takes 20 seconds to rotate someone around to dirt and get a little bit of a split push there and put a bit more pressure, or as you said, a grenade, or as we saw, a Capitao, there's options there.
So Feral straight in towards the top floor, just scanning for any roamers, but it's very rare, Fluke, that we see any roamers really take that big old roam game, and it's a risky one that especially with Jackal still on the board. You always have to be wary of that operator who could find you out, and we know that Secret, they can be like a pack of wolves at times.
Oh, yeah. That's it. They, you know, when they kind of smell blood, and that's kind of what we're expecting to see a little bit more of, because, you know, for Secret, this has been a bit slow-paced for now, and Luminosity, much to their credit, have been able to kind of respond to that. Here comes the shutdown, and there is Rexon finding a Lems, taking the Thatcher out quite early. It's not the biggest operator on this point, but when we've seen them play a lot of Maestro, and we've seen them play a lot of Valkyrie, that's where the usage is going to come from. In the meantime, Leon is putting pressure on the hatches, and there's the pressure on the stairs, but a smart rotate there from Luminosity gets themselves back to safety. With 1:30 and a huge amount of utility left, well, they've got 2 C4s, 3 smokes, and a whole load of time.
Again, for Secret, the lack of nades really inflicting them, and I think the server hold has been kind of the norm for nearly every team. You always have somebody trying to hold in towards that staircase. May it be a Jaeger from what we've seen from Rexon, or a shotgun. We've seen smokes, we've seen mutes. We've, of course, seen the dreaded Ella shotgun also be positioned. Funkers does get 1 kill back, though, for his team. In Factor, well, he bites the dust. That's a C4 gone, more importantly, and well, to be fair, for Luminosity now, they have a guy who can sit in the cameras, give the information, and relay that, and they still have a C4 in the form of Slash, and you have the smokes there, so play of denial. So pressure on Secret, try and burn that up. They still have some smokes from Feral, and Funkers trying to find something, pushing on in, but look at Slash, the pre-aimed C4, and Leon's dropped the hatch, and Funkers, he runs straight on in. Feral with a clutch, 2 kills. Hyena, Rexon, they fall. Doodle now down to himself, 30 seconds, so much time, and well, that's classic Secret. That is them down to a T. Those synergized executions working a charm. And Luminosity, they lose that basement.
That's the exciting play. That's the style, as you've said.
That's the Secret.
That's the Secret that we're more familiar with. They were slow in the setup. They were still consistently gaining ground. And then suddenly, 4 of them are in point. They're putting an intense amount of pressure on what was nothing moments ago. There's 4 bodies in front of you, and yeah, they might lose 1 during the crossfire, they might lose 2, but they get complete site control.
Big thing for Luminosity. I like the idea of having Pulse already have the C4 ripped, because then you don't hear the audio cue if you're trying to plant. A very sneaky thing to do. But why were they able just to let them walk in sight? There was a Maestro camera. There's a guy dead. He was sitting in cameras.
Not just the Maestro camera. There was a Maestro playing in Garage in one of the most famous angles that Maestro does on that point, which is that deep one that instantly stops that. And you just think, they had the spots, they had the intel.
Yeah.
Where was the Maestro?
I personally would have... I know the whole thing about the C4. Yes, it's a nice trick. I still feel you need to have Slash and Gold. You still need to have the information. Ideally, you want to have Doodle on a smoke inside of Red, because not only can he quick peek smoke and try and deny the plant, but also if anybody does try to get a little bit aggressive, anybody drops the hatch, you get a shotgun to the face.
What I think Luminosity need to look into now is their previous round. The one where they were able to get a bit more space, a bit more pressure from across the sides. Yeah, their first time round on basement was good, but it was because of a die-hard hold in server. And Secret are really good at responding to those kind of things. They learn, they respond, they shut you down, as we've seen. The second time that Luminosity took CEO was excellent from them. They were wide, they were aggressive, they were active, and they were able to take every single body of Secret as they came in one at a time. And that's how you've got to counter Secret. You've got to find them before they can set up for their quick fall.
So already, 30 seconds gone, and Secret, they're in the building. They know that there's no roamers from Luminosity, thanks to, I think, just previous round history. There's been no roam game attempted by Luminosity, and well, they have Feral coming in very swiftly looking for some footprints. And once again for Secret, their struggle will be this server stairs. There's 2 men this time around, and Factor trying to give a little bit of support to the Jaeger. Actually going to go for the ADS trick. That's something that it's tough to do, but we've seen more people trying to attempt it, and already Luminosity, they bottled it.
Yeah, they just gave the ground up there. Slash gets Leon, though. We saw him doing that underneath for a while, pulsing aggressively under the hatch and waiting for one to crack. Takes care of Leon. You can see the explosion came
His body went flying away from the hatch.
Halfway through his artwork, but the ground that they gave up here, I'm a bit curious about, because they looked like they were set up for the long haul, and then with just a drone, they both suddenly pulled away.
Very peculiar, but perhaps just fearing that they know how good Secret can be, and maybe they want to try and reserve some of those resources. Now you have Rexon back in sight, who can try and play aggressive on the breach and try and peek in, and not only that, you still have Factor with the C4 for the denial.
Well, Feral pulled back there at maybe the worst time. He had the possibility of getting a kill. Bonkers is trying to find somebody deep, but again, the man is lying there with the C4. Valkyrie is ready to strike at the plant, and with a minute on, they've got to try and find a way to make it start to collapse. Feral on the other side is your anchor at this point. He's the only thing that can really cause a distraction, because you've thrown all of your bodies on a flat push here, and well, they know where he is, they know where he's coming from, and they know what Funker's number is as he gets taken out, and there's the C4 from the Valkyrie. Waited, baited, and executed perfectly as Meepy finds himself in the afterlife, and Alems at least finds the body of Hyena in response.
That's the Maestro gone, but still a lot of guns being pointed towards the lone Frenchman. There's still Feral on the other side of main stairs, but oh, what's he going to do? He appears with one. Can he get another close to the window? Not ready for it. Doodle's there in Luminosity. They hold down that basement, and that was a lot better from them. I know that you kind of question saying, oh, why did they kind of rotate away? I think having those resources give them that extra man. I think they realize that, hey, Slash got a kill. You know, why do we need to be here? We don't need to try and fish for that. They got the Maverick. They got a guy who can try and drop that hatch and give support. I think it was the correct play overall.
Yeah, it very much proved me kind of wrong in that. I was,
sit there and think about what you've done.
They didn't prove me wrong. I was curious. I was curious as to why they were doing it, because it looked like they'd set up for the long haul.
Caster's questioning pro teams.
Caster's questioning pro teams because I want the answers to why they do things, and that is why, as you said, they got that opening frag, they pulled back with all the utility, they wanted to play it as more of a default back line kind of push instead of throwing themselves at the guns of Secret.
Me and you need to do like an NA boot camp. Just play rank, just for 2 weeks straight in NA, just to learn the ways.
Alright, we'll go out, we'll get taken through the ranks by NA casters.
It's at James's house.
Is he American?
I think so. I think he's an American with a British accent.
You know, for the longest time, I was listed on the caster list as an American caster.
Wow.
I know.
You traitor.
I don't sound American, I don't think.
I don't think so either.
I just sound
I
very
think honestly, out of all of us, I think you'd probably be the most British.
I am very English. The amount of times as well, while I'm here, I need to get a photo with Shas, because every single time I've ever casted, someone's gone, is that Shas?
Is that Shas? That, honestly, I can see it. I can see it.
I don't have...
I can hear it, should I say, sorry.
Yeah, I was going to say, you can't see it because I don't have anywhere near the modicum of knowledge of this game Shas does. Setting themselves up for what is their off point. The third point position here, and they're trying to keep a little bit of control. If they go on the split in a 4-2 position, that's pretty good. Bank, historically defender-sided. The basement you're expected to hold and to win. That's usually 2 rounds in your favor across. The others can be a little bit more scratchy at times, but if you have a good plan, often the well, points follow. I guess we'll see if they can find a way to hold on to, as we said, this is the off point. It's the first time they're running it, and as we said at the very beginning of this, they keep banning this map, so they have a little bit of the element of surprise. And against a team like Secret, it's not as bad as against other teams, because Secret, they'll often read what you're doing mid-game and respond to that.
So Tellers is always the interesting one, because there's a multitude of ways that you can play it. We've seen more commonly an upstairs hold, where defenders will try and take away that upstairs vertical control at Secret. I'm sure also want. They're bringing that Jackal in. I'm sure Liam probably has some breach charges as well. But instead for Luminosity, they have situated themselves in towards open area and kitchen. You may be thinking, oh, but why would they do that? They're not controlling the bomb sites. But actually, the way that the bomb site is laid out with that double wall towards that main stairs, and the way that you can open up all of the feet angles and have yourself a rotation, that allows you to have those deep angles in from open area. Secret, though, reading into that, realizing that we're not really going to use our utility on anything else. We may as well try and pressure their kind of off-site holes.
Leon on this floor gives me nightmares. And I'm sure it gives him nightmares as well.
Oh, the Empire.
The certain Empire play that went down in history as being one of the best siege plays, the 3 million IQ play. So he's going to always try and take control of that top floor and make sure that never happens again. Fool me once, shame on me. Fool me twice, shame on you. But let's see if they can try and find a way to pull it all together here as they start to collapse down. Again, pre-droning work. And Fonkers, with the, well, on-point killing work, takes care of Rexon, who has otherwise been a bit of an off-point problem for them so far. And now it's just getting control of this backline, and Fonkers, finally doing bonkers things, finds two, but Slash is there, and Slash is no longer there as Meepy is able to pick up the trade.
Well, Rexon must have got desperate to C4 the hatch and try and escape, but hey, you don't get away from Fonkers that easily. Doodle Hyena. How can they perform? Just on the Hyena. Has the LMG. See if he can laugh his way to a victory, but no, Team Secret, they're the ones doing the laughing as they take the free split. Pretty confident one at that. That's a good half from Secret.
It was a good half from Secret, but at the same time, it was a good half from Luminosity in their responses. They've obviously done their homework, and they're bringing it so far. It's good to see this kind of
back and forth. It went round win, back and forth.
And it wasn't lighthearted back and forth as well. They were adapting consistently. Both teams were responding to what the other one was doing, and it's one of my favorite things about this game is call and response siege. Seeing what the other team is doing, changing yourself mid-game, and in a way, these are two teams that are excellent examples of being able to do that. Because it's the split between a fantastic team and a good team. A fantastic team can have the worst hand in the middle of a round and come up with a plan B or a plan C on the spot that brings themselves back into the firefight. And we've seen that demonstrated by both of these guys so far. When we saw, obviously, Leon do the swing and get the kill, when we saw the aggressive retake of stock from the side of, in this lieu of where Slash died, the Valkyrie charge back in. This is kind of my favorite thing about Siege, is this style of play being demonstrated by two very good examples of it.
Secret, they will begin with their basement hold, and there goes the clash. And also, Feral, what does he have? My favorite, the demo classic. No, he's betrayed me!
Yeah. He said to me, he said, I'm only going to pick the Evo just to betray demo. Said that to me. I'm sorry. I'm sorry you had to find out.
I never liked them anyway.
Wow. Slash starts heading in with the LMG Capital, which is lesser seen to the para.
This is weird. I mean, it's all unusual. It's not like the first time we've seen it.
No.
You know, it's not like a Twitch shotgun appears out of nowhere.
Oh, that's a mispick. I don't care what anyone says. If I see someone rolling with a Twitch shotgun, that is a mispick.
Dokkaebi boss GA cock?
Well, maybe. The flashes are coming through now. Clash is going to try and hold stairs, and this is something that we've seen them do a little bit before. They get not very aggressive, but use the mirror-esque capabilities of Clash.
The one thing that I like about Luminosity is that they are bringing that Capital. I think it makes things a heck of a lot easier. Just overall for Bank, I think you can use him in a multitude of ways. And just Capital, he's really strong in the meta. Like, mega strong. And there goes the Zofia stun, but nobody ready to capitalize off that. They need to get this hatch open before they can do anything, because once they get that hatch open, then they trap Meepy. And if Meepy's trapped and he can't push back anywhere, that's an easy quick peek firebolt from Capital. So I'm really confused to why Luminosity are trying to pressure the Flash, but with not being able to cut off the flank rotation.
That was some wonderful hatch opening there and some wonderful pickup against Leon, who gets caught in the rotation. And now Meepy is going to have to find a way closer back. A big blow to utility in the pockets of Secret. There's so many of them.
I don't get this. Why?
There's so many of them on the stairs, and yet they've firebolt at the top of it to stop Clash peeking.
She's going to walk back up.
Hello. Oh, there it is.
Eat your words, Hap. Eat our words.
Well, yeah, there it goes. Slash to respond. I guess they walked back up, but you know, they could have just done the first trade of that. It's from above. The hatch is completely fallen. Luminosity are absolutely tearing Secret apart as they rotate back, and it's suddenly just Bonkers left. Rotates up, finds one. The Claymore is going to stop any immediacy, but so is all the information. They have swarmed their way through onto point, and Funkers is actually going to wait for the peak, but Hyena is just going to hold, get the diffuser down, and well, there's another body down, but unfortunately Funkers is the one to follow.
Well, Luminosity pulling out all the stops, and again, just that Capitao, I think, going to help them with putting that pressure onto Meepy. And granted, if I'm not mistaken, was it the Elamine that popped off that then stunned Meepy, which then made his shield move away?
No, I think it was a Zephyr charge.
It could have been Zephyr, or it could have been the Ela charge.
It could have been.
Both.
I know, because we saw some ADSs, but we saw Zephyr holding the top angle, because the originally...
That's a little bit weird. Like, that's another thing I think teams forget about, is if you have an Elamine at the door frame, and you have the clash, and someone does try and run in to stab you...
Oh, yeah, it gets everybody.
Your shield's going to go as well.
Yeah, the Grismots are a nightmare. Stuff from open area. Talking of nightmares.
This one is definitely on Secret's agenda. We know that Secret are an extremely strong bike side, and open area is always one of those funny ones, isn't it? It's that funny one. It's like the red-headed stepchild that's just there. Bit like me. Just there.
Yeah.
Have we had any Democast Resident Sleepers yet today? I don't think we have.
It depends if Parker's been in chat.
I don't know. Chat, get us some Democast Resident Sleepers, please. I have been slacking on some of those today. Let's get it going. Come on. For the well, we're on like the night shift at the moment now, Fluke.
Yeah. I mean, it's been a day.
What are we looking at? 10 o'clock Central European time.
It's been a day.
It has been a day. What we start at 9? We're scheduled at 9.
I got up at 6 in the morning. That's my start today.
Crazy.
It's a similar one tomorrow as well, but hopefully everything. We ironed out a lot of the issues today, which is good. It's always nice when things kind of get sorted as the day goes on. 4-3, Luminosity sit. I don't think anyone kind of predicted this, but at the same time, it's not like it's been run away. It's been very back and forth.
It's not as if any team has had a commanding lead. It's been both teams is there for them. It's just whoever wants to grab the bulls by the horns and just go for it. So, as kind of the trend would fit, we then expect Secret to win this round and pull it back into a 4-4, keep that level pegging. Meepy has that sniper's shotgun, and Feral fires through with the SMG-11. Interesting strategy from Secret is that they've opened up a hole in towards the janitor, like a full walk-in hole, and Leon toying with death, a double kill with the MPX. It's a pea shooter, but as long as you hit the heads, it doesn't matter. Slash, a 1v5, has the Crispus camo, but the only thing he's getting is an early present to the graveyard, and well, Secret expected they win the next round, so still back and forth, 4 rounds apiece.
I want to get off Mr. Bones' wild ride. We're going to have this, I think, for the entire day. Now, it's 4-4. We're sitting on this. We're heading back over to CEO for the first time on Secret's defense, but the third time that we've seen it on this map today. And instantly, we're seeing those ACOGs come down. We've already talked about the importance of the ACOG on this kind of point. This is also the spread of kills across Secret. Hyena has 1. And obviously the game we casted earlier, we had, I think, maybe the worst KD of the day in Papilia.
Yeah. Did he get 0-10 in the end?
Yeah. I think it was 2-24 for the total.
Yikers. And that's in a two maps.
Not 24. Maybe that was
2. Oh, yeah, I think it was like 2 and 20 something, I think.
It's either way, it's an unfortunate kind of position.
It is.
But what we're seeing so far is we're seeing more balance from these teams. We're seeing... it's more of an even matchup.
I love the way that we went from one of like the worst KDs to like one of the best.
We've maybe had, I don't know if...
Did we break 2 world records? One for being the worst and one for being the best?
I kind of hope not, for the sake of Papilia. Like, it's always a sad thing. But, you know, sometimes you have great days where you show up.
That's fine. If anybody's going to break that record for the worst KD, it's going to be Mr. Gids.
I mean, hey, he's already had some heroics this game so far. Are you just trying to get him fired up?
Fired up? What's to be fired up about? The guy's traveled 4 hours to get here just to get first rounded.
You know he can't hear you.
He's going to watch the stream back.
That's true, and he's going to be well mad. Slash swinging up on the big window angle. This is something that actually you didn't used to see a huge amount, and then it seemed like one day, as a lot of things in this game, every pro discovered it and went, oh yeah, this is something that can really just help shut down Banana and keep control of this front side. Just popping bullets, looking for this long-range control. It's those windows, the skylight, it's something that we actually referenced earlier on in the Norengo, is if you're having someone there with 50 seconds left, that's not a great place to be. That's a gold tier ranked position to be in most cases. So it's something where they can kind of pop bullets, but you've got to be able to capitalize on the space inside with the rest of the team.
Factor in towards the lone office, looking for another angle and perhaps catching somebody by surprise. So Luminosity, interestingly enough, a strategy that we don't see all too often, a lobby take. And disadvantages to advantages, well, probably advantages would be that you put a lot of pressure in towards that 90. You have those big windows that you can use and abuse, and well, Factor finds Funkers as he was lurking in towards the elevators. Probably the big disadvantage would be that you're essentially flooding up a single staircase, but if you have the cover and have all those angles being held by the windows, then that's not really a worry. But Luminosity kicking things off with 2 opening frags onto Roamers, and more specifically, Roamers with C4s that could have really upset the attack in the late game.
Now it's just a matter of seeing if they can capitalize upon it. Yes, you're in a 5 versus 3, but you've still got, as you said, get that top control, and it's still not an easy ask to do. You're a bit safer from the window side at this point. You're theoretically, they're not going to throw themselves out or throw themselves deep to take you over the top. But as you said, there's a very narrow staircase. You've got to find your way up, and Meepy and Leon are there to greet you. There is a great swing, though. Doodle finds 1, but Meepy finds 2 in response. Looks for the 3rd, doesn't stop shooting, and he doesn't care! Brings it to a 2-2 out of the depths of nothing. Meepy, time and time and time again, pulls off plays like that.
If that doesn't show why the Alda is the best defender gun in the game, I don't know what you want to see. Meepy has completely turned the tides of battle, and Feral just lies in wait. The established crossfire, what looked to be a fantastic round from Luminosity, has went south oh so quickly in the swing in slash. Sure, he gets one, but Meepy with the huge quadra kill shuts everything up. Team Secret, they take the lead for the first time in the match.
Well, and okay. All the players.
Okay, hold up a minute. Hold up.
Let me just pull us back. Let me just pull us back a little bit. All the players that we talk about for being able to do these situations and being able to do these mad clutches, yeah, it's great. The thing about Meepy is he so consistently just pulls his entire team back into the game. He's so level-headed. He's so cool about everything. It's never really a panic. As you said, he just held the Alda. Didn't let go. Didn't let anything slip. And took 3 and then a 4th body for his troubles. But any team in the world would be lucky to have a player like him.
Is that his new name, Mr. Cool?
Mr. Cool.
Is that what you're going to dub him?
I mean, the thing is, afterwards, regardless of how this goes, his interview will be like, yeah, it was a really good game. We had some good moments.
I like that, though. Mr. Cool. I like that one.
Hey, he's unbelievable. Luminosity, a great start. As you said, it all fell apart, as you pointed out. That staircase, the top of that.
Yeah, you just flood up. That's a disadvantage.
And there's so many different places to cover that. You've got, obviously, all of the banana windows. And at that point, as I said before, if you've got someone on the windows, it can stop it. But you shouldn't have someone on the windows with 50 seconds left.
It's not even that. You probably could have somebody in the windows at 50 seconds because they have a 2-man lead.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
You don't have to put your resources anywhere else. Rookie mistake. Just one simple little mistake cost them a detrimental round. A big round that was a big turning point. Now Secret, I think they're in the driver's seat. And if we can start to see them then ramp up some rounds, and we know how deep these strategies can go for Team Secret, Luminosity, they need to try and get themselves back into the fight, and hey, it's a quick one at that. Already in towards the 90 hallway they go, and they're just getting droned in by one guy.
Well, Luminosity, I've complimented you on your call and response so far, and now it's time to find the biggest one. Because if you can go into the next map 1-up, if you can try and take them to Consulate, a map you really enjoy, and a map that over the past 3 months Secret have lost twice out of both times they've been there, well, you can really be looking at a non-EU semi-final for the first time in maybe forever that we see that. Now it's just a matter of Doodle trying to art his way through the floor. Can't quite find it. Funny thing is, obviously, A, he's called Doodle, and he's doing this. Yep. But B, he was really, really good at that earlier on. And I was going to say, wow, Doodle is really, really smooth at that. And it shows how hard Maverick is.
What do you think he plays Maverick?
I mean, you can go, yeah.
He's taking his time with it.
You can go from being the smoothest Maverick player in the world
to that.
To not quite making it. In the meantime, Slash on the far side takes care of Leon. That is yet again smoke off the table first.
Luminosity, for Tellers, I don't know what they're really attempting, because they have 2 guys towards Lone Office. They still have this myriad of an attack upstairs and trying to open up in towards open area. I think that they're going to try and go for the lobby take. I think that's the more realistic thing, because still open area and Kitchen in control of Team Secret right now. Funkers, you are lucky, my friend. The Sea of Flames. Is the other one going to miss him? Yes, it does. He is still alive in there, and that's 2 Capitao bolts wasted. Pushes back, takes a hefty amount of damage, and Rexon managed to clean things up. And Luminosity, they have bit back hard against Secret, and they have yet again another 2v5 lead.
Well, the drone gets taken out by Lem. They knew he was going to be there anyway, and it just kind of has forced both the remaining Secret players back too far. They can't quite get the man on the top of the square stairs, and now it's a 5 versus 1 situation. Almost makes it a 4 versus 1 and does, but takes half health of damage in the meantime. There's the plant down! Just couldn't quite swing around wide enough, but it doesn't matter, as Slash is there to swing back and swing the game back to level pegging yet again.
So even.
Unbelievably.
Both of these teams are right up there together. And I think it's because their play styles, I think, are very similar. Whenever, I think, both these teams on the attack, if they see an opportune moment to make that play, you either make the play or the play makes you. Whenever they see that opportune moment, they will take that. And as I think I have to commend both teams on the attacks. They see an opportune moment, they see the weaknesses in each side's defense, and they exploit it.
They swing to Staff. They're going to go to Staff. They're going to try and play that trick play. Obviously, they have the basement open to them, and they're going to play into that thought.
I think it's interesting that we only seen the basement happen once for Secret on their defending half, and they haven't touched it since.
No. They're trying to play those old-fashioned Secret mind games we talked about before. They have that ability to kind of be malleable with their playstyle because it fits their playstyle. They're able to go, well, let's do this to throw them. Let's not do this to make us better, per se, because we're better when they're slightly off, because we can take advantage of that. And that's what they're playing into here. They're going for the second open hold. And obviously it was successful the first time around after they were pretty cleanly dispatched on their swing down to the basement. Luminosity, obviously, they're in the situation. They're probably expecting it to be down there. They have the double soft destruction. They have the Maverick and the Thermite as well. They, it's one of those points where you still generally technically have everything you need to clear it. But I guess it's seeing if they can make it come together.
A lot of information from Secret. You have that hard information from the Maestro and the Valkyrie, but also potential of Funkers on that Mozzie. And of course Mozzie, being that jack of all trades, master of none operator in the game, who just fits that role, I think, perfectly. If you ever look at your defending lineup and think, okay, we have these 4, we need these 4, who else can we bring? I think you always have to pick up Mozzie, don't you?
Yeah, I mean, Mozzie is that, multi-tool of an operator, really. He allows you to be roaming. He allows you to have extra information, which is placeable. He allows you to kind of be aggressive to a certain degree, but if you need to come back with a gun set, you can. You can open your rotations if you need to as well. Feral playing the roaming smoke we see sometimes. Top floor just to try and lock off this hatch for as long as possible, but obviously has opened himself an escape route there as well. Doodle is going to try and close down at the barbed wire, is going to give the game away, waiting for the shotgun swing, and there it is, almost catches him, but in the meantime, Slash finds Fonkers. Yet again, Slash really showing up for the team.
Another opening kill for Slash. He has been on top of his game today for... Is this his debut?
I believe so.
I think it is his debut matchup, and heck, what a performance he's already putting in.
Yeah, he has the ability to just shut down what's going on. Feral takes a huge amount of damage, goes for the hard double rotate, finds his way all the way down to the basement, and Snap's got to work his way back up with a gun set that might make it a little bit harder. Good pre-ploned race.
What? I even question you, sir.
Drone. My God, this flu medicine.
Come on, keep going.
My
You're
brain
nearly
is
there,
melting.
We're nearly there.
There's a Lem melting through Hyena in the meantime, and Slash again, he's still trying to find his way through. The Sledge is a very good operator for this, and that entire wall is soft as well. And Rexon takes care of Meepy, and I'm not even sure where from.
I think from the hatch in through the wall, so potential wall bang there from Rexon. Slash, a nade kill. Leon, he falls, and now Alams has to go big, because really at this stage, Feral on such low HP, we don't expect much from him. Alams creeps over towards that single window, and look where Feral is. Right down in the basement, trying to hold the janitor's hatch, so perhaps going for the open area wasn't the play from Team Secret. Luminosity, they've taken things slow, they've opened up their angles they need to, and they've won their 1v1 gunfights, and still with time to try and get that diffuser down. They can take that extra momentum to get those drones in, to try and prioritize the plant. Alams, a freebie for him. Doodle just tries to run across. He thought the flashbang would reach. That's not how that works, but what a kill from Rexon. That's the important one, and Feral, he's upstairs. He tried to make the rotation, but the open area isn't the play. Feral, you missed your shots. You let Slash get away with that one. And a 1v3 has to make this work, but it's up against him. Tries to creep on in. There's the Maverick calls, trying to play against them as well. But I don't think he's ready for the man who planted the diffuser. And no, he's not. Luminosity, they take it to Map point.
Wow. Well. And well played from Luminosity there, too. That was an exceptional read and how they pushed Secret back away from the point. So far, we're seeing them just be so adept at not letting Secret get into the playstyle that they want to. Slash has been a force today for Luminosity so far. And if this is a tale of things to come, America, be worried. Because this is his debut, as you said, and this is a team that is going to get stronger and stronger and stronger, and he is just ripping through this bank.
I think for a team like Luminosity, they're kind of on the same scales that I would say TSM, where they can only get better with time.
Yeah.
They can only get there. A very young team. Like I'm pretty sure that everyone but Slash is under the age of 21 on that team. That's very young in terms of esports.
Well, it looks like we're just going to take a quick pause.
Tactical timeout.
Tactical timeout, and hey, you're one round away from losing the map.
Probably the best idea.
Probably the time that you take this time out to talk about what's going wrong. Because, yeah, it's a 6-5 situation. But for Secret, that's unexpected. For Secret on bank against Luminosity, that's beyond unexpected. And you can kind of see the frustration in the players. They were very confident leading into today. They were very confident once they saw their league mates and their country mates stumble and suffer before them. And they said, well, we're still, this is Secret's tournament now.
Yeah.
And it's really not. This is the Americas tournament so far. Both the North and Latin America is just having a heck of a day.
I could just hear in the back of my mind just Valley just laughing his head off right now.
I saw Valley on Twitter, and he was pretty much saying along the lines of, yeah, I've got a bit of Latin America in me, and this is it. He's getting hyped for the boys from LATAM, and I think any team that starts to smack you around,
he says because
Valley gets hyped.
He says because he's part Puerto Rican, he thinks now he's Latin American. I'm like, that's not how that works.
Hey, if you want to be on the winning side, that is how that works. If I had the ability to...
It says, I'm actually 0.25% Brazilian.
That's how it works. Sounds like we're getting back into the game now. 6-5 for those who have missed it. My gosh, go back and watch this VOD a little bit later on. I know. Slash and Rexon have been doing bits.
And those are standout performances. Those standouts win you matches. Looking at Secret, yes, very even. Everybody's getting kills, but nobody's running ahead of the pack. Nobody's standing out. And at this moment, you need that. You need somebody just completely untouchable.
Yeah. And that's the thing, is Secret don't have a response for the playstyle that so many people suffer at the hands of Secret. This is what they do, usually, and to kind of be on the other end of that, to be the slower-paced, less predictable, or more predictable team even, is kind of really stammering and stuttering them as they're trying to find their way back into this for a lot, and if not all, of the hopes of EU on this stage. Funkers is finding himself playing a bit more aggressive inside the lobby, waiting for someone. Here's the drone, but can't quite find the drone, which is kind of more of the issue here. Throws the camera up on the light, but it's just going to play out there. No point really holding on because, well, they know where you are. And so far, we've seen Luminosity be fantastic at shutting down those loose players.
Secret on their last legs. See if they can try and work them out and work out these issues that Luminosity are causing them. Top floor is going to be the play. They're bringing in the castle to try and shut down some certain sight lines. It did help, I think, for some occasions there towards that CEO side, and Slash again. Another opening kill. Feral gone. Doc off the board. Massive kill in these particular moments. And, well, Secret, a map which we kind of pitched to be one of their strongest, and we question why Luminosity let it through. Looks as if they had something up their sleeve.
2 minutes on the board. Now there's still a huge amount of time for Luminosity to find it, and well, they find Meepy instead. Another one falls to the unstoppable onslaught of Slash with the .lg at the end of his name, and he is earning his stripes with his reputation expertise. Hyena doubles his kills for the day, but hey, he's a support player. That's not his role, and especially when two of your players are blowing up as much as they are, well, it just kind of goes to show what the team can be capable of. Leon finds one, finds two from the top of this banana, looks for three, can't quite find Doodle, who's going to sit, he's going to wait, and he's going to make sure that that doesn't slip any further. But those two kills could be pretty monumental. Funkers creeping around the back stairs, drops the drone, might not know that Doodle is so close, but Doodle's drone pops in behind it, doesn't see him, now it does. Catches him as he rotates out and underneath, and Doodle's actually going to try and pick this firefight. There it goes, the MPX is a bit of a pea shooter, but if you get your shots first, it doesn't matter what it's firing.
Leon, the only man in bomb site, and Luminosity, they know that. They've opened up all of the windows, and Leon is trying to play away as much as he can. I wonder if Funkers potentially will try and go for a run out, but it's very unlikely, because that then pretty much leaves Leon in an unwinnable 1v2, because Funkers will have to try and run back all the way to the bomb site, but he appears, and he does end up catching Doodle on the rotate. And once again for Luminosity, both of their remaining players are on the window. This should be a freebie for Leon Gids. He balls the shots. No! Hyena's TK Slash, though. Now it's 25 HP. Funkers, he has the C4. This should be it, and yes, it will be. Secret, stay alive. Overtime we go.
I am speechless at this game. This is everything I want from a game of Siege. Thank you, guys. Overtime we hit on the first of this map. Coming down to a C4, a load of bottle shots, and a team kill. And yet, I can say that sentence, and the gameplay from both teams has been outstanding.
That was such just a not like this moment. That's all that was the TK, and he just insta-stuck the diffuser, the C4 from below. Just what a crazy round. And again, the CEO, Secret, hang on by a thread. But look, how long can that thread go?
I don't know at this point.
Where's Luminosity with the big massive scissors? Where are they?
They're heading down to basement. They're trying their take two on lockers much further down the line than the previous one.
They're fed up with clutching 2v5s.
You know, and that's understandable, because those aren't situations you should bank your entire team on. You don't gamble on those loose like kind of wild plays in the hopes that they can pull you through, because they don't. It looks great on the highlight reel and not good on the stats that come afterwards. You know, but at the same time, Secret, those moments are usually with a bit more team composition, a bit more balance. You could see the frustrations on them when we saw in the tactical timeout. And even then, that round, if there wasn't the team kill and it was a 2 versus 1, it probably would have been the end of this map.
Granted, that thermite should have been dead from Leon's kill.
Leon should have dropped his
should have.
It's true. You know, it's one of those moments, though. It's if you kind of mess that moment up, things go a bit wrong.
It's a do or die.
Yeah.
It's that once in a lifetime.
I think everyone was panicking there a bit. Feral, in the meantime, he's not really been able to step into this map in the style that
Bash the window. I like this.
See him, but he is playing pretty close to stock. He wants to hit Rexon, who's already hit Feral quite a lot, but one of the good things that we've seen so far from Luminosity is this drone game.
Yeah.
They're so good at reading the map.
But have they droned out Feral? Because if you think about the previous lockers for Team Secret, they had no roamers. Why would Luminosity think any different? You know, why would they expect there to be another roamer whenever they've just lost a man? And oh no, this could be bad now. If Feral can land the shots, he sees the man run past, but has that patience. But still, though, Luminosity, a 2-man lead once again, a very early one. Lems is gone, and Feral, though, could he be the man to try and change the outcome of this round?
Well, we've often seen Leon be the first off the board multiple times. Factor rotates up, and Feral hears that too. The man is playing the longest patience game I think we've ever seen. Wants to strike when the time is right, and the time just isn't right just yet. He is baking this pie of death, and he wants it to be pitch perfect for the rest of the Secret boys.
I honestly think that this is the best possible move that Secret can go for. I say that, I thought Feral, honestly, I thought he was going to hold it longer until about like the 40-second mark, whenever there's only going to be one man in the hatch. Then he has hatch control. But even at this stage now, Luminosity, they've lost the guy in open area who'd be the primary guy to sit in the hatches, and now they know they have to deal with another roamer upstairs. Now they have to go out of their way, use utility, use time to get upstairs and try and hunt Feral.
Well, Feral has put body down inside open, and you can see them swinging up. But it's bought a bit of time in the favor. The spots are coming out from the pre-placed drone game. There, words I'm still struggling with, but can Factor stop the struggle here? Turns his back to Feral, and Feral is close. Hit by the mine, and there it is. Factor with a triple kill. Keeps them rolling through this round. A very important kill. Can't quite land it, but Meepy does. Yet again, he is there for his team, and there goes the Maestro. Slash yet again is there for the others. Now it's bullets raining down from the hatch control that was so vital. Now it's the moments closing down against Meepy. And now, with 15 seconds on the board, he has to pull out what he can't. Unfortunately, Luminosity for them pull one round closer to the first map.
Just individual plays. Individual plays, one Luminosity. I still think that Feral should have held that a lot later than what he did, but still I think an excellent collapse, that drone being placed, that Feral, he couldn't find out where it was, and then the excellent collapse from Sophia, being able to win that 1v1 gunfight. And if he didn't win that, we would have seen an entirely different outcome to that matchup. But still, Luminosity back into the lead. Slash 17 kills in 7, and really just everybody I think has been putting in a lot of work this game. Every player right now, they're wearing their heart on their sleeve.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing about it, is no one has not shown up today. Every single person on these two rosters has been able to throw themselves into this game, find themselves in positions that have been absolutely monumental in being able to find themselves on rounds, and, well, from then on it's just back and forth, and I'm really curious to see if that continues for OT. We have only seen 2 rounds in a row throughout this game, and we've seen it twice. Every single other round has been back and forth.
Secret onto their attack, and this has been one of their first attacks in, what, 7 rounds?
Oh, why? Yeah.
It's a big switch up, isn't it? Kind of going from playing defense constantly to then having to go for the attacks. And it could be difficult to kind of get back into the groove of things.
They took their first lockers as well. They took their second lockers even. They lost their first,
and
they lost their
first
third.
yeah.
So this is the one where they've got to try and find another response for it. Their second time down here was for me, the only round that was traditional Secret. It was by the book Secret, and the Secret that we're used to seeing. And otherwise, it's been a little bit of a placid bank from them.
Yeah, because Secret, whenever they are playing their Siege, all it takes is for them to get everybody in the correct position, and all it takes is 3, 2, 1, go. And then we just see 4 kills. That's what happens.
We haven't quite been able to see that this time around. They haven't brought the same bank that we often see, and maybe it's just because they're not sure of how Luminosity we're going to play this.
So Feral switching off the Jackal, realizing that really for this bomb site, it doesn't do a whole lot. Nobody roams from Luminosity. The smokes don't really come into impact with the position that Feral plays, which is over towards the main stairs.
But what is brilliant about them and what he's read is their information game.
Exactly.
The cameras, the pulsing, even when they're on tack and the droning, Luminosity's information game has been watertight. And it is completely torn Secret to bits.
So once again, the Battle of Server Stairs will come in, and once more, Luminosity, not having any of it. They have 3 players inside the server room. One of them being the Pulse to give all this information to them. Come down, and there's the duo ship of both of them. Erexen! Oh, he's done it again. The server has provided them with great rewards, and Secret, they crumble. Why is that hatch not being opened?
You know, it's those little moments where we're finding ourselves fall down to individual plays. And it looks like Secret are going to rotate, try and take it down the back stairs, but we've already talked about how much of a nightmare this is. It's not what you do to take it, and they're just going to open it to widen the possibility and the berth. They've realized they can't do the take they wanted to, so they're going to have to get creative and see if they can find a take 2. Feral is creeping down the stairs, about to hit some barbs, and well, isn't quite ready to bait the firefight from Doodle here. Doodle, with all smokes in pocket, is able to swing this and slow this if need be. The Maestro isn't far away either. They have generally completely pulled themselves back in. They're going for a bit more of a flat push here. Leon in Garage, and Meepy finds Slash from the top of the hatch. Gets a bit wide, and Leon brings it back to a 3-3. Hyena suffers. The Maestro cam is taken out, and more pressure, and there's another one. Feral swings it round. The 3 boys from Britain are refusing to die.
Oh, Factor, Rexen, now you have to go big or go home. This is the moment that you live for. Secret, 20 seconds to go. They're jumping in and out of B bomb site. Feral, a double kill. Factor, it's down to yourself, but no, Team Secret. They stay alive for another round. Fluke, when will it end?
Never. If this was unlimited OT, we would legitimately be on this until tomorrow. And then we would get Map 2.
Why did we say BDS Liquid to be the best game of the night? This is only map number 1, and both of these teams are pushing to their absolute limits. No hold bars. CEO, we find ourselves heading to now. The 7-7. We cannot go longer than this, but that's just for map 1. I would not be surprised if we hit 3 maps on this showing for the second time today. It has to be.
It's unbelievable.
8-7, 8-7, 8-7. Question mark, 45 rounder to finish off the night.
I mean, for those who put their money on the 20% on Strafe app for Luminosity, the gamble's not looking too far-fetched right now.
Final round. Off bank. This is where it will end. And oh, look what it is. The one that keeps the heart racing. Back to the CEO, Secret. Well, they've played it twice. They've won it twice. But it wasn't easy.
I don't know.
It wasn't easy.
It came down to a lot of skill on the first time round and a bit of luck on the second. But can Luminosity just find that final swing onto the point that has prevailed as the one they can't quite control Secret across? In the meantime, Secret, they've got to keep this roll. They've got to keep this momentum, and they've got to keep that fire where even when they're in these situations where they are bodies down because Luminosity's initial entry, Luminosity's information game, and Luminosity's original control of the map has been so good, so clinical. That is not where Secret are winning these fights. They're winning with bold and brash, and Meepy rotates round right in front of Rexon, and that could be a very costly loss.
Another rookie mistake for Team Secret. That's standard. We always see some attacker on the rooftop scouring the skylights, looking for just an easy opener. And they found it again. But still, though, Fluke, this is CEO. We've seen Team Secret go on the deficits, and they've managed to claw it away from the grave. And Luminosity, can they finally close out a CEO and take the first map?
Well, I mean, it's going to be down to some heroics, and that is not a sentence that is too far-fetched for this game. Doodle starts to collapse from ATMs. They start to get this lobby control. Their lobby push previously was not successful, caught in the crossfire between the pairing at the top of the stairs. However, the one who pulled off the quad kill was the first to lose his life this time round, and that is a big, terrifying gun off the table. Still have Funkers roaming and rotating, who is a bit of the heroics on the second swing in, and they obviously still have so much capability, but we've seen Luminosity in this situation. We've seen them be decisive and dominant, and we've seen them not quite pull it off.
I think Leon is going to be the real linchpin, I think, for Secret overall in this round. The position that he's playing in means that nobody can repel him. He's there, he's able to lock that down. Factor finds Feral, who was lurking around in towards Spiral, and then I think he tried to jump down and try and take some of those fights. Don't know why he went for that. No information. Another sloppy play from Team Secret, and now a 5v3. But still, though, two players of Luminosity, they're not full HP. That's a couple of shots, and that's them gone.
But the thing is, against most other teams, those kind of plays from Feral work time and time again. Throw yourself at them. You might find one, and you might get traded. Luminosity don't fall for that, because as we said, their droning game is so hot. Hyena swinging on the top.
Look at their planter. He's coming into lobby now.
Alems finds Rex and Hyena. You've got a lot of ground to cover. Hyena, sprint for everything you're worth. Slash finds Leon. This is everything to the wall. Slash finds a double. Suddenly a 4 versus 1. Funkers can't quite make the shots land. Throws a C4 as a Hail Mary, but Luminosity take bank, take the first map, take everybody's breath away, and I am so excited to see the next.
Finally, Luminosity, they break the CEO after 3 tries. They didn't get the free strikes, you're out. They got the 3rd time's the charm. And, well, that sends them in with a 1-map lead against Secret. But, look, that was not one-sided. That could have went anywhere. It says 1-0, but it really wasn't.
The amount of kills across both teams, just the plays that we saw come out, all of the just passion and tenacity and combination of such a wide set of skills across both these teams. I really want to see more. I want to see more.
We need to go take a break. Don't wait. I think you guys go get yourself a drink, get yourself some snacks. We're in for a long one. We'll see you after the break.